Alright guys, welcome to a new video for my monthly update for November. And I head deep into my portfolio, look into the dividends I've received for the month of November, and look at what stocks I've been buying and what stocks I've been selling, even though I haven't actually sold anything for the month of November, as I've mainly just been buying and buying more. Without further ado, let's get into the proper numbers and let's get into my portfolio. Now, looking at my actual portfolio now, you can see I've hit a new milestone of where it's surpassed £4,000 in value. And now, still at 19 years old, I believe that this is an amazing achievement, and this is just giving me a stepping stone to my future. As you can see there, my net deposits are only £3,726, with a rough increase of about, £400. Now, obviously, there are people on YouTube and whatever TikTok that have portfolios of ridiculous numbers like 6-7 figures, right? But for me, being at 19 and having £4,000 I feel like is already a massive gateway into what I can build. And I feel like these lower portfolio amounts is quite representative of a lot of people watching, and a lot of people who want to get into investing are like and what they feel like. So this is just my journey into building a 7 figure portfolio account. Now, getting into one of three pies, the first one being my long-term ETFs, which consists mainly of the Vanguard S&P 500, the FTSE 100, and the FTSE All-World High Dividends. As you can see here, the value of it is now 1,450, with the last month with a slight increase of only £4, with a rate of return of 0.2%, which is a very slow month. However, this is quite my safe haven, and I don't really expect big returns quickly, as this is more my slow and steady wins the race kind of ETF. My contributions to this pie is £110 every time I get paid, which is every 4 weeks. And using the Golds tab on Trading 212, it projects that my pie value will be about £10,000 within the next 4 years. Now on to my second pie of the day, which is my banks. It consists of Lloyds, HSBC, NatWest, and Barclays. Just 4 UK banks, to be honest. Value of it is sitting at £485, with last month actually being quite a good month with a rate of return of 7.2%. And in last month, in terms of numbers, that's £29. Now, what I've noticed is with these banks is in the year of 2025 at least, they have given me extremely nice returns, and I think they're roughly at about 20% each, which is quite amazing on average, with some actually bringing it up close to 30% in returns. Now, with this pie, I contribute £60 every time I get paid, which again was every 4 weeks, and that's split equally into £15 into each. Now, moving on to my third pie, which is my newest pie out of all of them, is my AI stocks. This consists of all the large stock companies such as Nvidia, Apple, Meta, and etc. As you can see here, last month was actually a negative month, which I lost £6.51 and a rate of return of -3%. However, I do not plan on selling any of these stocks, as you only really taking these losses when you sell, and as if you hold them, you will eventually bounce back. I've actually been contributing more to this than my bank's pie, as I've been contributing £100 every time I get paid. This is split equally amongst a lot of stocks though. Now, moving on to the most juicy parts of my portfolio, my dividends. As you can see here on the screen, it says dividends to date £82.98, which is we're slowly creeping towards that £100 mark, which I'm very excited for. Compared to last month, my dividends to date was £76.42. Now it's £82, which is at roughly just over £6 in just 1 month. This is amazing, as now December, I'm pretty expected to get roughly the same amount, which means I could hit that £100 goal maybe by February, the latest. Now, heading into the more deeper numbers for my actual dividends, you can see here in the top half my actual growth in the 2 years I've been investing from 2024 to 2025 in terms of quarterly payments. As compared to Q4 of last year to this year, I received £4.67 last year, and this year I've already received £15.56, with obviously December yet to still go. And with all these numbers, as you can see here at the bottom, In 2024 alone, I received £11.32, but in 2025, that's almost 7x'd, as now it's £71.66. So next year, my goal is to maybe hit 180, maybe £200 for 2026 in terms of dividends received, as that's really gonna get me a nice snowball effect into receiving 5 figures. Alright, now we'll get into the specific stocks that actually gave me like a lot of money in the month of November. First one being British American Tobacco, who paid me 86p for the month of November. Now moving on to the second one, it's actually two dividends paid both by Octopus Renewable Infrastructure Trust, who paid out 56p and 82p. This was actually the second highest dividend I got for the month of November. Now to the biggest dividends I received in the month of November, it was Greencoat UK Wind with a massive £3.78 dividend for the month of November, which is absolutely amazing. And now that's basically my dividends for the month of November all over. Now that wraps up my portfolio update for the month of November. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you could like, subscribe, and turn on the push notifications so you don't miss out another video that I upload. Thanks for watching, and make sure to be in tune for my next video for my December update.